Okay, yeah, the recording has started. Okay, yeah. So good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for. Please, can somebody help me to accept? Let me see if I can accept this person. Okay. Great. I hope we can all see my screen now, and I hope we can hear me very well, right? So, what I want to share with us tonight, right, is brief and short, just to buttress what we already know in Excel. Are we together, guys? Hello, are we together?
Yes,
All
yeah.
right, thank you. All right, thank you. So, what I want to say for recap in Excel tonight is around key functions, right, that we deal with. Excel has over 400, over 450, if I'm not exaggerating, right? But I can actually tell us that in in our day-to-day in our day-to-day activity, right? You will never use more than, let me say, up to 10, like core functions in Excel. We never use more than maximum 15, right? So if you know that you can actually use these 15 functions very well, you don't need to feel like maybe you don't know Excel, or maybe I still don't know Excel very well. No, right? You're actually good enough. And one of the function I'll start by saying is this unique, right? And I'll try to tell us where they comes in. Our sum if, which I know that most of us know how to use them already, right? Count ifs, which other one? Let's say VLOOKUP, right? Let's say XLOOKUP. And for us that did not have XLOOKUP on our system, right? We can make use of index and match, right? Which other functions are key like that? I think so far that I think I've been working around more of more around all this function more, right? Not to talk of there are some that are available on 365, which are like your VStack, your HStack, right? And all these test splits test before, right? All those ones just comes in handy. There are still a way around them in case now, but majorly, I think you always work with some of all these functions like count and counter, right? Count and counter. Let me put count and counter here. These functions. I think so far, I think we won't be working beyond this in our day-to-day running, right? And maybe once in a while, we'll be working around with concatenate, right? That's just what we want to do, right? You're working around more with concatenate, not just when you want to join one cell or two cells and all, you want to join them together, right? Another key part that we need to know also is this under this our data validation here, where you have this our text to column. I'm sure most of us know it, right? And now let me just try and paint a scenario, right? I was at work, I think last month. Yeah, let me see, last month, early this month. A manager called me. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me, guys? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, all right. So the manager called me and told me that, I said, Paul, I want this number to be on a straight line. Then he gave me sample. He said, you want it to be like this, 27, comma, you want everything to be together, right? Instead of everything being like this. Immediately he gave me, I think, how am I going to do it? Guess what I did, right? It's just first I know that I need to add comma to this cell, right? So I do make use of my concatenate style, which I'm sure most of us already know this style. It's not new to us, and in case we don't know it, so I do this, then I have something like this. So what I do next, I drag it down. So I'm able to have that value. So for this last one that I know that will be pending, I remove the comma manually. Now it remains for me to now put it in what? On a straight line, right? What did I do? I stick to concatenate, right? I just bring this one in, then I drag it like this. Then I put everything up in a straight line. It was wow. Hey, how do you do it? How do you do that? How do you do this, right? When it comes to we implementing Excel at work, right? We just need to know what some function does. It's not every time that we say, I know what if function does. I know everything. What of scenarios that you've not even seen before that require ifs? How do you know? What of scenario that you've not seen that require you to use test split, that require you to use concatenate? How do you even know the approach? And that is why that we mastering basic functions in Excel is very key. And why did I say is very key is because once you know what COUNTIF does, you know how to use COUNTIF, you know the scenario to use COUNTIF, right? No matter the kind of question your manager is going to bring for you at work, you will never have any challenge. Because why? You already know that, okay, if they're asking me something around do sales by region, you already know that, oh, I'll be using my summit to calculate the sales. I'll be using it. No matter the way the question is going to come, so far you already know how to master this summit, it won't be difficult for you. Immediately this manager came and asked me to do like this for him, right? Normally, nobody that does not know how to use this concatenate, right? But see the approach that the concatenate have to come in. I first used it to join these words together, then use it to join. Later, I was even now thinking that I should be able to even use, I should even be able to use this style to do it, right? Something like this. I should even be able to use this style to do it. But yeah, I should be able to do it this style, right? I think like this. Then yeah, I think I should be able to do it. But the issue is the comma have to be keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming. So let me just split it down. Likewise in Excel, likewise in tech, anything that you want to do, just simplify it. Don't look at it from the top. It's very difficult. What is the first step that you need to do? Interpret that question, right? You already painted the scenario for myself. You want to have it like this. So first thing first, and I know that this place now does not have comma. I need to add comma. How will I add comma? Then I have to bring this style into it. Now I need to bring everything on a straight line. That's when you know where your concatenate comes in. That's just it. So concatenate. I think for this one too, there is a function called to row. If I'm right, there is a function called to row that we can actually use to do it too. Okay, but to row split it inside column. To row does not match it. It split it out inside the column separate. So that one does not actually give me the exact. But this was what I used at work, right? Why am I trying to show some of these things? Like Excel functions are things that we already know. We just need to master their normal way, or should I say their application, how we apply them in the real world, right? And that's by the way. Another thing I'll be mentioning of again is I'm sure we all know the difference between count and count A. Am I right? Do we know the difference between them? Hello?
Yes.
All right, great. So don't let us make maybe it stay to take confused. I don't know Excel. I still feel like I don't know Excel. My sis, my brother, there is no more than Excel than basic functions that you know in Excel. There is nothing more than that, right? Please, unique. How do you know that you need to use unique in the question? Is when they give you a test, a data set like that, and they ask you that, oh, can you do sales by country for us? And you definitely know that immediately you want to do sales by country. You have Canada here, you have Australia here. You are seeing Australia appearing 2 times, you are seeing Canada appearing 2 times, right? That means you need to know, okay, how much is actually for Canada. Even though Canada is applying 5 times, you need to pick only one country should represent for Canada. Are we together, guys? Are you getting me? Are you getting me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir,
can
I
hear
get.
you.
All right. All right.
So
Yes.
that yourself.
Okay. So when they ask you question like this, give us the sales distribution across country, and you visited the column, you say, you have Canada, you have Canada, you have Australia, you have United. That means what? You need to extract the unique function here. Though there is difference between unique and distinct, right? Do we know the difference between both? Or I should show us unique and distinct. Hello? Do you know the difference between unique and distinct, or they are the same thing? Who want to talk? Who wants to tell us? Or who want to say something about that? Hello? Are they the same thing or they are different?
Just show us, please.
Eh? Okay.
Show us the
So
difference.
that, yes, there's actually difference between both. And let me just use a very simple example that we can get, right? So let me generate a random value 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, right? 3. Now, I will use unique. I will tag this heading unique. Then I'll tag this place distinct, right? So when we talk of unique just simply talks around you picking a single value that at least that appear once. Even though it appear multiple times, you should only pick it once. But when you talk of distinct you only pick value that only occur once. That only occur once. Now let's see the unique. Now to extract unique. You have unique here. See now, if you want to extract unique, this is how you do it. Unique now. This is how to do unique. Can you see? Even though one is occurring more than once, it's only picking it as what? As one. Two is appearing 2 times, but it's only picking one, right? But now, if you talk of distinct, means value that only occur once, that does not occur twice, right? And how do you do that is this. You select your array, right? This one by column, you can ignore it, right? Comma, then true. That appear exactly once. That's your what? That's your that's your distinct. Then pick true here or put one. One should be like this. Can you see now? This is our distinct now. That they do not occur more than once. They only appear once. Hello, are you with me, guys? When I say it's only distinct, ó yàtọ̀ láàrin wọn. So this is the slight difference between distinct and unique, right? In SQL, if you want to enforce your unique, that's what you do. How many of us know SQL here? Before I try to, do you have idea of constraints in SQL? Before I dive into it, let's respond now.
Yes.
All right. So there is something we call constraints in SQL where we have our null, not null, right? We have our default, not null. We have our default. We have our check, right? Then we have another which is called this unique. By the time you enforce any column with what unique, you ensure that you never have any value being duplicated on that particular field, or let me say column now, right? Anyone that can understand, because in SQL that column is now your field, right? Whereas all these values will now become your attribute. Exactly how to enforce your unique. If you want to do your distinct in SQL, that's why you can do select distinct. Even though that value is appearing 20 times, 50 times, once you've done what? Select distinct, it will only pick that value once. Are we together, everyone? Are we together? Any question? Do you understand the difference between unique and distinct now?
Yes.
All right, good. So you need to, once they give you a question, say, can we know our sales distribution? Can we know our this? First thing you need to do is what? You need to extract the unique value from that column. Okay, what now happens in case your Excel does not have this unique? Because I know that not all of us actually are using 365 rather, right? You can see my own is even about to expire, right? There is a function normally called unique, as you can see here. But peradventure, if your own does not have it, what is the shortcut that you can do is come to the particular column that you want to extract, right? Copy it like this, right? Go to your new sheet, open new sheet here, paste it, right? Come to your data. Under your data, find your sort and filter. You see this advanced there. Click this advanced, just click OK. You have this value. Can you see? Once you have this value, click what? Filter to unique. Don't forget, filter to unique. You are not putting any criteria filtering here. Filter to unique. From there, click OK. Can you see? It has helped us to filter. Then you can now what? Copy this value here. Right? Come back to the page where you want to do your analysis. I think I've gone far. Yeah. Let's maybe want to do it here. Paste it as value. Paste as value so that because your second sheet here that you have here is actually it filter it to unique. It's not that maybe it extracted the unique out. See now, if I unfilter this place now, can you see? So that's why I actually copy and paste as value. So I'm going to remove every underlying functions or anything. So this one can stand alone on its own. Then from here, I can now run my what? I can now run my sum if. When they ask us, oh, which are the country that are performing in terms of profit now? Let me bring it up and show us more. Let's try and make it interesting, right? Range. I'm sure we all know how to use sum if. Hello, everyone. I'm sure we all know how to use sum if, right? Or we did not know, so I can know how to explain. Let's talk, guys. How many of us are on the call? We are not responding, no. How many of us know how to use sum if? How many of us does not know how to use sum in?
I know how to use some if, but let's practicalize it on behalf of those people that didn't know how to use it.
All right, great. So once you run it, where is the page? Yeah. Your range, when you hear anything range means the column that is containing your condition. Let me just use it like that. Okay, what do you want to find? You want to sum all the sales for Canada. Okay, where do you have Canada? Which column is containing that Canada? That's exactly what your range is, right? And range is also means that from the start and end of where you want to work with. This time around now, I'm selecting the H of H. I can tell and say, no, I don't want to, I only want to work from here. I only want to work with Canada that exists from this. It's still your range, right? It's still your range. So when we talk of range just means the column containing the value you are looking for, the value that you want to sum. Then once you've selected the range, then that means that what is that value you're actually looking for in this? So that's when you now come back here. Come back here and click your Canada. Oh, sorry, I didn't press. I was supposed to press comma. H of H, comma. Then press my Canada. What does this thing mean in the real world? It's like this. A class teacher just called the class captain and say, go to SS3B, call me Sheung. You see that teacher calling that student, say, go to SS3B. That SS3B now is the range. Now, when he gets to SS3B, what should he do? Now say, well, you should call me Sheung. That Sheung now is now the criteria. Hello, are we together now? Right? Are we together? So why am I trying to do some of all these things with us? That some of us always feel like, I don't know some of all this function. It is the end and the use of it. If you're able to master some, if strike it out of all the functions that you want to learn about. There is nothing else around it. Right? Then sum, what is the value that you want to sum? Is it sales? Just ensure that anything that will be your sum range should be numerical value. It can be salary, it can be sales, it can be fuel, it can be discount, it can be expenses, it can be anything, right? Just ensure that whatever value that you are going to put inside this your sum range should be something that can be aggregated, something that you can sum. Let's want to do by profit now. So can just easily, I want to move this thing off there, right? Profit here. Then press enter. So once you've done something like this as an analyst, right, your work has not ended. You've done this. Now put it in a proper format. Add your currency to it, right? So that nobody will be asking you, do you mean carton? Do you mean pieces? If you can put dollar, right? If you want to remove the zero at the back, remove it. Something like this. Now, I always tell people, don't just do your analysis like this for your manager and say, yes, I'm done with it. No, all this value here does not make more sense to your manager. Try to put it in percentage, right? Try to put it in percentage. And how do you put it in percentage is this. Is equals to this divided by sum, right? What do we want to sum? We want to sum all this together. Then, how many of us know what we call cell reference in Excel? How many of us knows it very well? Then we have this value. I can click my percentage here, and I can click my drop down. How many of us understand cell reference in Excel very well? How many of us understood it very well? Let's respond. This is a time for us to just do recap on our general Excel, which I know that we are all good. So that you can know that yes, with this now, I'm already doing good in Excel. So not like you see, let me say maybe another boot camp, say I want to go and learn again, right? So that you can take your time off some courses and move forward to higher ones, right? Because what I noticed during my stay was like, for some of all these functions, I actually know them, but I always feel as if I don't know them very well. I don't know them very well. I don't know them very well, right? Once you're able to say, okay, this for me, this how the what, this is the strength, this is the end of it. Move on. If it's Power BI you want to learn, move on and concentrate on Power BI. Not that you learned some if this week. You see, if I don't know it again, you come back there next week. No, we are wasting our time. I liked all the functions in Excel that you know, that you can master very well. Move to the one that you don't know very well. After you are done, practice it, move on to the next course on your next topic that you want to learn. If not, you will keep on dwelling 6 months, say, I never know Excel, I want to know Excel more. Whereas you are already good at it. Once you're able to practice 2 or 3 and you know the scenarios, what I mean by scenario is question that can warrant you to use a particular function. You know how the question will always come. Who is the best country performing? Who is the highest sales customer? Who are the bottom lowest customer doing this and that? Once you hear any question around sales, sum of sales distribution, know that you are going to use your sum if to get it. By the time you now use your sum if to get it, from your results, and you're now able to know what the top performing countries or maybe customer in whatever scenario that you want to do, right? Like I work in this company, I can say I want to say check for the fuel that collected vehicle that the truck that covered the highest odometer, right? I check that, oh, which vehicle comes to the workshop frequently. I use all this, right? This is the practical. Using some if does not go beyond this, but what happens is that scenario for you to use some myth will not always come direct. They can ask you, who is our worst performing customer? How do you know worst performing customer? Is until you now do your sales distribution across your customer. Then you now come and do maybe something like, let me put revenue here, right? Then can now come and do your sort and filter. I'm sure we all know that one, right? Control shift. Then you can now do your what smallest to the highest. If they want to see the two, you can say now these are the two lowest, right? And that's by the way. Another thing is try as much as possible to always put whatever we are doing in percentage format. It's you see all this value here. Your manager does not understand them much. Like, I won't lie to you because it doesn't have that enough time to be comparing in his head. Which one is higher? Is this one higher? Is this one? No. But once you put it in a percentage like this, from here he's able to align percent. For 9%, you can trace down like this. You can see the country. Maybe you have to call the manager in charge of that location, or call the department, or call them. What are you guys doing? You contributed 9% of our sales, this thing, and blah blah blah, right? You can use it and do it, and you are done with your report. Hello, are you with me, guys? Are you with me?
Yes, boss.
All right. So that's it for the sum if, the same approach goes with sum ifs too. What is the difference between them is this one can handle one criteria, this one can handle more than one criteria. How do you know when you want to handle more than one criteria? Is the way the question is going to come. Oh, can I know our sales performance by our customer and their region? Once you hear any question around that, you hear what? Customer. Just listen to the question. You hear customer and region. Once you hear anything like this, just know that what? Sum if will never handle that again now. You will now have to come and use your what? Your sum ifs. So we just need to understand question of how they will come. It's not like we don't know how to use Kante. It's not like maybe we don't know what Kante is being used for. But in the real world, do we know how the question is going to come? And that is what I'm trying to show us here. Give us sales performance by product. Already you are using some, but once you are hearing two criteria, give us sales according to their age group and their gender. Know that you are coming to what? To your sum if. And some ifs take different approach to this one. Some if take different approach. So let me try to bring the formula out so that we can see it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what happened? Why is it not going? I want to reference I want us to see the formula and compare it. I don't want to go. Okay. Can you see that in this one now, the particular column that you want to work with, that you want to sum, right, is one coming last, right? But when you talk of your sum ifs, see now, this is how to know. You don't need to cram it. Just know the scenarios that can warrant you to use each formula. Practice it and you are done. You move on to the next formula. You have your H of H here. Is talking about what? About the conditional column, which is the what's the name called? The range containing the value where you want to look for this country, right? But in some ifs, the value is not going to change. The sum range that was last year is now going to come first year, which will now be P of P. It's one that will be last year, that will be first year now. Then followed by this, your normal, this normal value that we have here, H of H, right? H of H, comma. Then you can select AHA. You can see now we have the same value here. Can we see now? We have our what? We have our the same value. That's exactly how to use sum if and count if. You can use any one that fits well for you, right? Yeah, so count ifs, you already know anything that they will count. In case they're asking you how many customer patronize us today, how many invoice, how many this. Immediately you are hearing how many. Just know that you are using count if and count ifs. Just know immediately you are hearing anything that deal with how many customer patronize us today, how many this board so goods here. Just know that you are using what count. You just like I always try to relate it to your knowledge that you can understand. It's just like saying how many students are in class today. What will you do when you want to know how many students in class? You start counting those students. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? If you have a 20 student and they ask you how many students are female, you start what? You start counting only the female. After counting only the female, you now whatever result that you get, you subtract it from the general population. Then it gives you your what total number of male. And what did I mean is this now? A total population in the class is 59, right? And out of this 59, female is already 39. Automatically tells us that what we are already having male to be what to be 20. We just need to be smart in our calculation. You don't need to again and say because you've done formula that give you 39, you have to go and do formula that will give you this one. No, just subtract your result from here. Except if the inventory is not right. That's when you subtract one from it, that it will not be right. Plus or minus, it should always be right. And how did I mean? For like my friend that is in inventory, now if you receive 500 goods, right? You sold 300. Automatically, you already know what your sales is, 200. That's what you have in your store. Except maybe somebody stole your stock or somebody went out with 2 products instead of 1. That's when my affect this your 200. But normal circumstances, everything should be what? Should be right. That's exactly how our sum ifs works. Where's this page? That's exactly how sum if and sum if work, including count if. Anytime you are hearing 1, 2, 3, just know that you are what? You are dealing with count if. You are not stressing yourself. Just run your formula. Right? Any question, guys? Any question? Hello?
We are with you.
Okay. All right. What's happening? What's happening? I'm coming. Save this. Okay. Right. So next thing, don't try to bother yourself. Maybe I don't know Excel very well. I want to learn Excel very well. No. Right. VLOOKUP. How do you know you have to use VLOOKUP is when they give you a data set now, officially now, when I go to work, then right, my manager just gave me he gave me some list of trucks. Let's say maybe WE, you know how plate number vehicle looks like now. He gave me something like this. SCSD 47 SU. He gave me something. And next thing I'm reading that, Paul, please get me the name of, get me the date of purchase of all this vehicle. That's exactly how the question is. Like, you want to know when those trucks are being in operation and how old are they. Hearing the question very well. Oh. You want me to know that, Paul, check out this plate number. I need you to tell me when was their purchase date, or let me say operational date, right? The day that they integrated them into operation. Immediately he gave me that data. I look at it, I scroll to the right, I scroll to the right. What did that tell me? I said, boss, there is still an extra file, so that this file is not completed. That there is a master sheet that contains the full details of all this truck. You know, so what the time I said, yeah, like from this sheet now, there is no this date, there is no this and that information that you want me to do. That's exactly how I know what to do. It's not like maybe they will come and tell you, use VLOOKUP to get your result. No, it's the way you see the data coming in and what you want to calculate. In the real world, it can come in this style that I've shown us. Immediately say I should work with dates. Now, but I check the data set, I can't find any dates. But I can see the plate number of all this, which shows that there is a master sheet that contains all these plate number. I will include their chassis number, insurance documents, you know, all those full details about vehicles, right? That one gave me idea already that, no, this detail is not completed. And now have to share me that file. Now, the file that I share me now is not inside this workbook. It's in another workbook, something like this. Let's say something like this now share me. I was able to now use my VLOOKUP from this page here to this place. I was able to use it to do my VLOOKUP. I'm sure we've worked within that one before, right, guys? Have you worked within that one before? Hello? That we'll be using VLOOKUP in another sheet. How many of us have worked around that before? Hello? Anyone? Or I should practice it? Oh yeah, talk please. You can speak. Oh yeah, Yilola. You can unmute and speak. I think you want to speak.
No, I'm simply asking if I've used it before.
Okay. Yeah, great. So that's just how it works. And I've even worked with 3 sheets, even up to 4 sheets. And let me try to paint a scenario at work now. We have list of trucks like this. Let me just try to duplicate this. My boss always asks me one question. He say, Paul, please, can you get me our trip analysis for the year? The year, let's listen to this real world scenario, right? It's just a single request, but it involves VLOOKUP, sum if, everything inside it. But can you get me the trip analysis of all our truck, right? Let me know the truck that has worked this year, that are back to the workshop. Are you hearing now? And let me know the truck that are in the workshop, how long have they spent in the workshop? How many of us get what I'm saying now? Are you getting me? And give me their distribution by their asset type. Are they Mercedes? Are they Scania? Are they Owo Truck? Are they Volvo? Are they DAF? How many of us are with me? Do you get the question I said?
Yes, sir.
He said, give me the trip analysis of all the trucks, right? All the trucks that has worked this year. I want to know how many trips as so trucks has it gone to, right? Out of that, and I said, out of this truck that has worked now, let me know the one that are in the workshop. Let me say under repair, right? Under repair, the ones that are in the workshop. Let me know the one that are what? That are currently under repair, right? Out of them, I say, okay, those ones that are now under repair to now, how long have they been in the workshop? You listen, oh. Now, once you now have that one too, now give me by their asset type. In asset type, in terms of, are they Mercedes? Are they Volvo? I'm sure we all get what I mean. Are they Mercedes? Are they Volvo or something, right? Something like this. How do you think I can able to go with this? First thing first is, I need to get what? The trip record of all truck that has worked this year. Listen to me, I am able to solve this kind of question, right? Like I told us, it's not that we don't know Excel formula. It's not like maybe some if, count if. It's not like we don't know them. But business problem scenario that comes that left us know, oh, I need to combine this and this together to give me my results. Now, they will give me all the trip analysis of all the what? Of all the trucks. I'll get all the trip analysis of truck that has worked year to date. Once I have that report, let's say for example, these are all the trips log of trucks that has worked, right? How will I know the one that are under repair? Once I know, okay, these are the trucks that worked this year, right? I will now do my VLOOKUP. Can you see now VLOOKUP is not just maybe you are returning one value. No. I will now do my VLOOKUP to go and check. I'll forget vehicles that are under repair too. Right? Are you getting me, guys? I will get all the vehicles that are under repair. Let's say maybe, let me just paint a scenario. A, B, let's say A, B, C, D, just something like this. I'll get the list of all the trucks, maybe 200 trucks, right? I'll get it like this too. Okay, these are all the trucks that are in the workshop. How did I know the trucks that are in the workshop too? Is that I have a page that track trucks that are in the workshop. I have one that I called close. I have a status column called close. I have a status column called what? Open. So once I want to know trucks that are in the workshop, I will just filter to only what? Only open. Right? Once I filter to only the one that is what? That is opened, I will now do my VLOOKUP now to come and look at, okay, go and check this plate number truck has worked this year. Does it exist among trucks that are in the workshop? If the VLOOKUP is now returning this plate number to me, I will now say, so truck, oh, this truck now I can say inside the workshop. How will I know? How will I do it inside the workshop is that what? I will now merge my if and VLOOKUP together, because if I'm doing my VLOOKUP, it will just be returning the same plate number. So instead of returning this plate number, let me paint a real scenario of what I'm saying, right? So that I won't be talking in abstract much, right? So that you can understand me. Yeah. So let's say I have something like this. What am I going to do? I'm going to now say VLOOKUP this, comma, where is my table array? Here, comma, 1, 0. You can see that it's returning. So immediately it's returning this plate number from. I already know, oh, this truck is actually in the workshop. I will now wrap this up in my if function to make my work easier for me, right? If is equals to this value, right? I can ask a comma under repair or inside the workshop. Don't worry, it's an interesting area. If not, I can say operational. I can use that term called active. Let me just use the term active, or I can use operational, anyone. You can see now that I cannot drag it down. You can see now, all this one means this one's supposed to show for what is it called in active, but it's not showing. So what I need to do is that what I just need to come and wrap it up with if now. I'm sure most of us know how to use all this formula, but it's just the core the core usage in the real world, I don't know I can put it very well for us, right? I'll just put here active. Like from there it will work, right? Then I can close my bracket. Now, if I press it down now, it should change now. Can you see now? So immediately I have under repair, non-repair. I can easily come to this place and I will filter. Can you see how it is going? Small, small. That's the analysis coming. It's not like maybe we don't know how to do some of all these functions. I will not filter towards only under repair. I'm going to get all the list of under repair. Don't forget, I already showed us that I have a portal that captures for what? All the trucks under what? Under repair. Now, this particular plate number now is telling me it's under repair. Then I will take this plate number to my what? To my this sheet. I will now go and do VLOOKUP. I will take this. Let me just reference it. I'm going to take this now. I will not take inside this my under repair. I will go and look at when was the last time that this truck was in the workshop, right? You know, I already filtered this space to only truck that are open. So any date that I'm getting will be the last time that this truck was in the workshop, because it is possible that this particular truck came to the workshop and left the workshop. So that is why it's always good that you must have filtered this your under repair to cases that are open. Then I'm going to filter it to when was that date that truck came in. Okay, let us say for example now it's now returning to me 6/6/2024. It's returning to me like this. So once I know, this is the day that this truck have been in the workshop, I can now calculate numbers of idle days. I call it idle days, all right, or inactive days. I will now do a function called days. End date. My end date will be today. As of today is what I want to know from the last time that I entered the workshop. I'll now do today. Be seeing the thing, just one question, Then I'll now do my start date, which will now be this date. Press enter. Now you tell me that that truck has been in the workshop for what? 175 days. So let's say, for example, now I have many trucks in that line too. This one too can be used if you want to check for when last customer patronized you last. When was the last time the customer bought goods? How much goods was he bought, right? This same scenario is what you use. Who is that customer? How long have they been away? Now I have this. I will not drag this thing down, right? As you can see, I will not drag it down. Now my manager asked me, okay, all these trucks that are here, how many of them are now what? How many of them are now Mercedes? How many of them are Scania? Because we used Scania, Mercedes, and very well. What we now need to do is that what? These are the trucks that are there. Don't forget, when he sent me this plate number that time, that asked me to get their operational status, I already have that file with me. I will now go and use VLOOKUP again. I will now go and use VLOOKUP again to go and check, okay, this particular vehicle, what is the asset type? Is it Mercedes or is it Scania? I will now have this percentage down. When I now have this percentage down now, it's getting interesting. Are you guys with me? Hope we are not lost. Hello? Let's talk. Hope we are together. All right. So I'm not going to have this now, right? I'm going to have this now. I'm going to have something like this. Now, I will not need to tell him how many are Mercedes, how many are Scania. What will I do? That unique function that I told us, I'm not going to make use of it. Can you see how a single question, just a single question is involving multiple something. For me to, I will calculate the numbers of trips. I will still show you that one, right, so that we can learn it more, right? So I'm going to extract the unique here now. I'm having this. From here now, I will now run my COUNTIF on it. I'll run my what? COUNTIF. I can say from here. I say comma here. Then I tell you, sir, out of 155 trucks that has worked this year, 20 actually back to the workshop, which is the 10% of operational trucks. Out of the trucks that are down, 50% are Mercedes, 50% are Scania. I can do this average days. This average days that we are seeing here too, once I see the range, right? I always use this formula. I'm sure we all know the formula, max and mean. I always use those days to know the highest and the lowest. What will I do is that I will group these numbers of days. Anyone that is greater than, less than or equals to 1 month, right? Less than or equals to 1 month, I can target, let me say bad, or let me say medium, right? I'll just put 1 risk there, right? Anyone that is less than or equals to 3 months, right? I can say poor. I'm just trying to cite an example for us, right? Next thing is I can now do worst case scenario that, oh, this one, when it is now greater than 3, I can say worst. Are you seeing me now? I will now put all these things together in my mind and now tell them that, sir, we have 515 trucks that has worked this year. I will run the trip analysis. I will still show us an example of how to calculate for the trip analysis too now, right? I just want to focus on first on the under repair, how long they've been in the workshop and the asset type. I'm able to tell them, sir, that 554 trucks has worked this year. Out of how many trucks do you have in your business first? Because you know that in a business, you can have 500 trucks, but yet to date, only 300 out of them might have picked trips. Others might have been in the workshop. So when they have to run your analysis, you will first of all need to check for how many trucks have worked this year. Give the percentage against the total fleet size. Just like they ask you now, how is our customer performing? Right? You look for customers that bought goods maybe recently or last month. From when you get the customer that bought goods, you can now check against what? Against the overview of customer that you have in the business. Let's say, for example, now 300 customers bought goods last month. You can now say, oh, last month data shows that 40% of our customer, which means what? You already have the idea of total number of customers that you have in the business, maybe 50,000, 30. I can say 40% of our customers actually bought goods last year, which means what? Others did not buy goods within that month, which means maybe the customer service now have to start calling them. These are things that Showmax, Netflix, these are things that they use to know when last you purchase, when last you do your subscription. Last, they just try to run analysis. Those that bought good last month, 2 months, then they will call them. Since they already have your customer, once they've seen the customer ID here, they'll just say, okay, so customer bought goods last. They will just do VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP will return your phone number. They will call you, then you'll be wondering, how did these people know that I bought things? And they will give you your style. We notice that it's been a while that you do your subscription on your goods. These are the style they are using to do it. Right? Let me just continue. I'm just love, like these functions, they look simple, but they're actually deep, right? Then I can now run and say, 40% of our trucks are actually down. Out of those that are work. Out of those that are work this year, sir, 50% are currently now in the workshop. Are you seeing I'm breaking it down now? Or 30% are currently in the workshop, out of which 10% of the 300 spent less than 1 month, 50% spent less than 2 months, 3% are spent more than 3 months in the workshop. And out of those that are currently in the workshop, 5 are MESDs, 6 are scanner. Your manager, you've given your manager every information. He will never call you and come and ask you which one is doing well, because what? You've done all your work. For me to be able to do this now, I will have used my, there is a function which I'm sure we all know, which is called ifs, which I'm sure we all know, ifs or if. I will have used it here to do my grouping, right? And don't forget, if you are doing your if, it should come from the lowest to the highest, right? If you want to check for 171 now, let that 171 come first, then followed by 172. Don't go and put 175 at the top of your conditions. It will not go. You may be having error, right? You do it in ascending order, lowest to the highest. I'm able to put it here, able to show those that are bad, those that are worst. Can you see that it's not like most of us, it's not like maybe we don't know some info, I don't know how to use it, but is that business scenario of how we can actually use it? How do we know when a business question comes? Then we can know that, oh, this has to combine this formula and this formula to have my results. All right. Now, you see, now I've given him how long they've been in the workshop. I've gotten my asset type. You can see how many sheets that I've worked with. I've worked with under repair. I've worked with the asset type sheet. Now, for me to get this trip analysis is in another sheet, because the truck that are running, just like the way you are withdrawing in bank now, is being captured in a separate place, right? With your, let's say maybe with your ID. maybe your account number, now just be capturing it. 01 withdraw now, 01 withdraw now, 02 withdraw now, right? Likewise, this trip analysis, so for you to be able to run it, there must be a place whereby every truck that went on trips, they always record them here, right? Next thing, they now ask how many trip has worked this year. Don't forget, you need to know your total fleet size, total vehicle that you have in the business, right? Or they ask how many customers have purchased goods from us this year now, which means what you need to have like a transactional, let's say transaction record or transactional record. I don't know which English is right to use there, right? You need to get, once you now get that one, can I say, okay, how many customers purchase good from us? Now you use your what, your unique function here to get it and say, oh, your unique function is going to return all the customers, unique one for you, maybe 500, maybe 600, whatever value it might be. It is not this value that is returning for you now, that you will not divide your total customer that you have in business with. Example now is this particular vehicle work in February, work in March, work in April, broke down in March, break down in February, did not work again. But because it has already worked at least once, it's going to show because I'm using unique. Now I cannot tell my managers that out of 500 trucks that we have, at least 40% has picked the trip out of our truck there, which means what the rest are down. Hello everyone, are we following me? Do you have any question? Am I making sense to us? Hey, we are not responding, no.
We are with
Hello.
you. It's me.
All right.
We are with you.
All right.
We
Do you
are
have
with
any
you.
question? Yeah, do you have any question? Any question so far? Okay.
Nothing
So,
from
okay. So, for me, and I was able to tell my manager, and I say, sir, out of 500 trucks that we have, only 40%, which is numbers of trucks, maybe 300, 222, are actually operational this year, which means what others are down. So if you now want to focus on those that are not worked at all this year now, you go and tackle the workshops and say, why is my so truck has not worked this year? Those ones will now come with the reason why. Finance did not approve, no spare parts, we are expecting OEM. You know all those things now. It's now start coming. So you know where to approve. Now you now narrow it down to let him know that out of this 40% that has worked this year, 20% out of them are currently down. Don't forget, you have a total fleet of 500 now. Out of this 500, 300 are actually what? Actually worked. At least when I mean work means they pick at least a trip, because this truck might have worked in February, but down in March. But because you are looking for a truck that has worked at least once in a year, those particular truck will be picked. So now you can tell him and say, sir, out of our 500 trucks, 300 has actually picked what? Picked the trip. Why what? 200 are not operational. Now your focus is now what? Will now be on this 300 now. Okay, out of these 300 that have worked this year now, how many are currently down in the workshop? That is where you now come and work with your what? With your repair. You now start doing all this thing I showed us then, right? Next thing, if you now want to show him more on performance of this truck now, right? You can show him in terms of analysis and say, oh, so truck, AK, ASD, 56 BU, picked 7 trips. How do you know the truck that picked 7 trips? Who can tell us? How will I know? Assuming this is our trip log, how can I know how many trips that each truck has gone to? Who can tell us the approach that we can use to know? Who can tell us? Hello, are we following me? Hello.
yes, we are with you.
Yes, who
So
can tell me? I want to know. How can I know how many, let's say for example, I copy this now. I want to know how many trips are this truck gone yet to date. How will I know?
is it not
Okay.
Y2D?
You already have your trip. You already have your trip, trip login. It's already capturing it for you. How many times truck has gone? Everything is here already now. So I want to know how many trips are this truck gone. How will I do it? If I tell you the function that we are going to use, it will amaze us. right? So not to waste our time, right? Our time is already going. Spend 1 hour, you can see now. It's countif that you'll be using. What did I say? What did I say, guys?
Countifs.
Yes. Yes, countif or countifs, anyone you use, right? And how is it that you are going to use means what? Numbers of time that this particular truck appear is numbers of time that it has went to field. It's just like now, you have Monday, right? You have Tuesday, you have Wednesday, right? Just something like this. Then I have people that came to work, let's say Mr. Ridwan, Mr. Kamal, right? Then another day, Ridwan, Mr. Kamal did not come, right? I'm not going to say. Then this one, Kamal came, right? Let me see where is on the call. Easy. Let me put my oga there. Easy. So that she can give us fuel. Easy is one in charge of fuel if you need fuel. Yeah, fuel is 500 naira per liter. Not like Dangote that is selling 2 million liter for 970. So right, you have Sean K. Now, if somebody asks you, please, how many times did Kama came to class this week? How many times? If somebody want to tell you, what will you do if you're having the whole attendance? They ask you like, how many times did you see Kama in school today? Or how many times did Kama come to school? Who can tell us? How can we know from here? Who can tell us? Hello? Hello? Let somebody talk. Who can tell us?
Sorry, please come again with the question.
Now, this is the Monday attendance. This is the Tuesday attendance. This is the Wednesday attendance, right? Just to keep our time. Now, the question now says that how many times do we want to know how many times did Kama mark where Kama was present in class? How do we know? How are we going to know? The numbers of times that Kama was present in school. How are we going to know? Hello? Yeah, let's talk. If I want to know how many times now did Kama came to school that week, how will I know?
Count. I think count.
Hmm?
Count. We're going to count time. Come out.
It's just simple. If you want to know numbers of time that Kama came, just what? Come to Monday. Look for how many times Kama here. Kama is here one. Do you see Kama here? No. That means since Kama is not here, means that what? Kama did not come to class that Tuesday, right? You come to Wednesday, check for Kama. Oh, Kama is here one, which means what? From Monday to Wednesday, Kama only came to class how many times? 2 times. That means he did not come one time, and that one time is on Tuesday. Likewise, when you want to count for the trips too, numbers of time that particular truck appears is numbers of time that truck has went to what? To trip. Example again is just like you want to know how many times you withdraw. On Monday, you withdraw. On Wednesday, you withdraw. On Thursday, you don't withdraw. On Friday, you don't withdraw. If you want to know how many times that you actually made use of your bank, how do you do is what? You count numbers of time that you actually withdraw. Abi? Am I making sense to us, guys? Or if it's not clear, let me know so that I can explain more for us, please. Are we good?
It's making sense.
Because why? It's the numbers of time that you do it. Numbers of time that customer part. If you want to know somebody gave you money on Monday, gave you money on Tuesday, did not give you money on Wednesday, gave you money on Thursday, gave you money on Friday. If you want to count numbers of time that person give you money, how will you count it? You count the numbers of days that person gave you money, abi. That means if that person is giving you money 4 times, means if that person show 4 times in your record of people that give, means that what? That person gave you money 4 times in a week. Exactly when it comes to trip. Exactly when it comes to maybe um you want to know when last a customer bought goods, how many times have a customer patronized you, right? These are things that business scenario that is going to come in that will now warrant us to know if you are using SumIf.
if you are using COUNTIF, if you are using VLOOKUP, if you are using, you can say you can if you are using if, right? That just I hope I'm making sense to us guys. I hope I'm making sense to us guys, everyone. So I'm sure we all know how to use the XLOOKUP and index match, right? Do we know how to use it? Right?
Well, I think I've shown us what we can see to let us know when to use them, right? Hello, let's respond now. Mr. Kama, let's talk. This is Let's Talk. Sean K, let's talk. Are we good with the practical scenario that I've shown us now, right? Are we okay? If we are not okay, please let's ask questions, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ask questions, right? Because what I'm always emphasizing on it, you want to say something?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I think I was about saying something before I think network see me out.
Okay.
Concerning when you on the writing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Kamar
Okay.
AJ, and they're
Where
trying
is
to
that
explain
place safe?
they're trying to explain something like saying that they have to ask how many times did Kamar come to school or
Okay,
something like
yes.
that.
Let me search. Let me see. I think I should say I've got I cannot even see that column. I have deleted it. I've deleted. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Let me just paint this scenario again. Monday, we have Tuesday, right? We have Wednesday. So if you have attendance of people that always come to school, Jamil, Eze, Shonke, Kama, right? Then these are those that came on Monday. On Tuesday too, you want to mark attendance, Eze, Shonke, right? Or Shonke. So if I don't pronounce the name very well. So those are those ones that came. The next day, Kama, then Jamil, right? Then let's say Eze. Yeah. Now they now ask us, how many times did Kama came to class, right? How many times was he present in class, right? How many times was he present in class? What do we do is that what we come to Monday, we look for Kama one. You come to Tuesday, you did not see Kama. Oh, that means it did not come. It will not count. You still be at one because it only appear one year. You come to the third one, you can say true. That means sir, Kama came to what? Came to work 2 times this week. Likewise, when you want to count for how many numbers of times that so customer patronize you, how many times did the customer go gotten goods from you? The same approach. You just count the numbers of time of that particular customer, right? Numbers of time that you appear inside your sales log means that what that particular customer actually bought goods from you. It's just like you are keeping record of those that have visited you, male, female, male, female, male, female. At the end of the day, if you want to know how many male, how many female that came, what do? You count only the male, male, 5. You look at the other one, male, 6. And I stated something earlier that if you are only working with two side way, let's say for example, male and female now, I already know your total population is 200, right? If you already counted your female, all things being equal to be 400, or your female to be 80, automatically your male is 120. You don't need to go and be counting male again. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's exactly how you able to make use of using COUNTIF, where to use COUNTIF, where to use SUMIF. These are the ways that you're able to know when and how that you really need to use them, right? And I said I'm sure most of us already understood this XLOOKUP and index match. I think XLOOKUP actually is better to use now than VLOOKUP and index match. So if you can use XLOOKUP, you can actually overlook your VLOOKUP. But why is it always good to always master these two is that it's not every company that use 365. That's another thing that we should always know. For you to see some advanced function, like all these XLOOKUP, unique and all, I think you must be using 2021, right? Must be using 2021 upward or 365 before you can see some of those functions. So in case you are not seeing them, that's why you now need to go and learn how to use this index match.
because in Excel there are more than 2 scenarios to handle things, right? Then when we talk of VStack and A-stack, it's just that when you have value and you want to append it by saying now I'm bringing VStack, what do I want to append? I can select it. You can see it's going to put it under for me. So where do you use some of these things is that if you have your data being spread over maybe IT staff list, HR staff, at the end of the day, you now want to put them together so that they can be one. You can actually use your what? You can actually use your VStack to stack them together and give you your results. And if it's H-stack that you want to do, you can use it like this. Instead of you dragging down, if you are using H-stack, you just come like this. But it's a rare feature that you hardly use. I'm just trying to walk us through the key function that we can never escape working with it. You can see from this top here, you can never escape working with it. It's just like an example. Now, my manager just asked me, how many truck works today? Right? How many trucks work today? What did I need to do in that kind of scenario? I'm using count, right? That's exactly how it works. I think I've shown those that part. Should we call it a day? Because I have one part I wanted to show us. Should we call it a day and fix on that time? Because I don't want to take much of our time, or I should continue, guys. Let's express our mind. Should I continue or we call it a day then fix? Maybe sometime next week. Though I'm trying to see if we can fix it. Eh?
I thought you
What do you
said
say is it?
8 to 10.
Okay, yeah, let's continue. Yeah, I'm actually looking at my it took our let's say maybe okay, I still have to say about so let's proceed, right? So these are ways that we can actually make use of our function. We can never escape this function. I forgot to put if, right? What if does for you is just to be checking for criteria, if and or. You will always work with some of these things, especially when you want to do performance management. If you are in HR now, you'll be using some of these things to handle interview. You'll be using some of this to handle assessment of students, right? There are some students that maybe if they fail, if they let's say now they didn't do first stage interview, but they did second stage and they get 80, the company can say, oh, because he's getting 80 in that test, that they should promote that person to what next stage. First one answer, anybody that is scoring that came to the interview but he scored less than 40, the person should not move to second. For you to be able to be checking all those stuff, you will be working along with your what if and. Now, personally at work, now where have I used it now is when we talk of drivers performance, we measure driver performance in terms of two things, in terms of revenue that is generating for business and in terms of mileage that it covers, right? So we tend to check customer like this, and we now have to write multiple scenario. What am I trying to let us know that it's still the same if, it's still the same or and that we all know, just the practical side. So if somebody, let's say for example, now we work with Nigerian Brewery, you can target and say, okay, if this driver is in Nigerian Brewery and his mileage is greater than 5,000, it should be what? Maybe 2 points. If it is Nigerian Brewery and his mileage is less than or equals to so amount, it should be this. You specify everything. And let me try to show us. Let me see. We can paint a yeah, let me try and see if I can paint a scenario that we can understand better. Grouping. Let me just call this one grouping. Let's talk and see how if and works. If right, if this place if you put and there, let's follow me, right? Because I'm not that most of us know how and work, right? And means that whenever the true conditions, all the conditions rather are true, it will return true. Once any one out of them is false, it's going to what? It's going to return false, right? That's just what and is all about. How many of us understood that? Or I should explain and again to us. Let's feel free, let's talk, let's unmute our mic, let's talk. Are we good? Do you know how to use and an or in Excel?
Yes.
Right. Another person should second that. Ajibade Oyelola, can you second that? Do you know how to use it or not? Most of us are being, I don't know if you are shy, right? I'm trying to let us know that the little Excel we know is actually enough, right? It's actually enough. Okay, Mr. Jam is on the call. Oyelola, can you talk? Can you unmute
Yeah.
yourself?
Yes. I'm with you.
Okay, all right, good. So just to ensure that we're all on the same page. Now I can say if this plays, oh sorry, and this place is equals to accessories. These are just ways that I use it at work, but something like this. And then what happens next is that, and the sales amount, let's say quantity sold, now is greater than 8. If you're having something like this, they can say high performance. If and good. What happened? I've closed this. Okay, yeah, I didn't close this place because I'm wondering. I've already left this place. Yeah, you can see now value if true. I can call search driver and say high performer. I can call search driver and say high performer. Right. Like I will do another one again. If it is accessories, this time around it can be maybe region that I want to check for and their sales. Okay, if it is in north, because why do you use it is that the sales performance in the north will be different from the south and west. So as an owner that will be working alongside with maybe business leader, you really need to understand this thing so that you can able to give your stakeholders the information that they need to make decision. Right, comma. Next thing, what of if it is false? I'll need to put my if again, right? Because I'm not using ifs. I would have used ifs if I don't just want to start again. Ifs. Are you saying that? Oh, logical test J2 is equals to accessories, right? J2 is equals to accessories, comma, and I'm supposed to put and inside here. These are ways that the formula will keep on going. No. Some of them they'll tell you the analysis is easy. Don't mind them. This one here is equals to accessories. Now you can come and test for this and say if the N2 is less than 8, you know that this person is greater than 8. You can say S2 is greater than 8. I cannot say less than 8. Then you can close it. Let's see. Then what should be happen if it's down? We can say medium. It's supposed to be outside though. Yeah, I can call it and say comma. I can call this one a medium. So from here, I'll keep on building my what? I'll keep on building my model. They go. It's returning any because there is no one that actually met that criteria. That's exactly what happened. Hello, are we together? Hello.
We are together.
Okay. So these are greater than 8 type of, let me see, the J2 is accessories. Should actually give us a value in the already say is accessories. And okay, it's not greater than this one is not greater than. So let me put 9 here. Because now we have high performance here now. These are ways that we can combine our and or together to give us results. So it's very key that we need to know how to use this if and or, at least how they work, if not on a professional level. You should know how they work in the real world, right? So performance, if you have more people that you are checking for like that, can say ANA, because why? The criteria is not met here, right? The criteria was not met. Can see now this one is showing us medium here now. Can you see? Who can tell us why is showing me NA? Who can explain to us? I want to maybe I follow. Why is it showing me NA here? Nobody can explain. Okay. This one showing us then is that if you check the criteria that I will specify here, right? We only talk about what greater than 8 and less than 8. We did not talk about equals to 8. That's why it's returning a. Is it clear now? See now if I come to this formula and I modify this place and I added equals to, now it will work. Can you see now? That's exactly what happened, right? My question just did that so that we can all learn. So from here now, you've done your grouping. You can now do your summation. You can do your counts. If you want to know how many are high performance customer, you want to know how many are low performing customer, you can do all those. Very now simple. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
Right. No, I think that's basic. I think I can show us. All these ones are not key that I really need to know, right? Most ones that I'll be working with will not be more here. Just take it as an additional knowledge again, in case you've seen how they work now. So I've tried to paint a real scenario now. Just a single question from your manager. It involves all these formulas, all these things. How many truckers work? How many this? Just a single question that's involved all this, right? These are ways that we can build our competency in Excel. It's not that we keep on studying some. No. Once you're able to practice some, if you know the idea of how the question will look like, move on. Right? Go to next topic. Oh, I don't know this topic very well. Go there and read back, right? Don't rush yourself. I always tell people interview might be hard, but when you get in the job, it's very easy. You won't be stressing yourself as much as you are stressing yourself, right? Any question for us? Any question for me? Any question? Okay, no question, right? I'm sure most of us already downloaded that text file that I shared. So I'm sure nobody should have any that is not clear now. Nobody. Abby, I want to show something here. Custom. Somebody wants to talk. I remember I posted this question inside the group, and I don't know if anybody tried it. So when you do your referencing or customer formatting in Excel, the first value is positive, right? So anytime that is positive, let me say I want it to be red. It should be red if it's positive. No? I'm going to put comma and put blue if it is negative. Right? If it is negative, I'm going to close bracket. I can copy this what's it called? This is the value. Something like this. Then I can say hash. I don't know what that hash does. I just know that it always used to represent numbers. Numbers for one thing, right? You have something like this. The next one is negative. Right? If you want to capture for what's it called, positive, negative text, 0. Your text in Excel can never be more than that. So if you want to check for maybe for text now, right? You can now put, let's say, you can say dash will be there for that one. Comma, supposed to put apostrophe here. You can now put dash. Yeah. So come to this one, put that's for when it is text. You can say P and press OK. Now if I come inside base, if I type here now, you can see now it's showing red. Can you see? Based on the format that I gave that cell. That's what can you see now? The red, because I'm specifying that red should be positive, right? Now, if I close this bracket now and I put minus 8, 9, can you see now? It's showing me blue, which is for my, what do you call this name? Database. Let me just use the name database, right? That is coming from it, right? That's just how it works. Any question, anyone, right? You can, what's our time? Come on, our time is going on. So next thing I would love to show us again is pivot table. How we can perform some good calculation in pivot table. Are we together, everyone? Are we together, guys? An interesting part, which I thought some of us might have seen it and some of us might have not, right? Some of us might have not. We are not responding. Are we together, or should I pause here and fix? People already leaving. I think maybe we should just pause and we meet some other time. Right? I'm there to show something on that pivot table, so I can use it very well. Hello? The people already left, so
Did people say anything? No, wow.
yeah, so people just, so let's just pause here, right? I know it's already late, so we fix time. So I'll be showing us some things on that pivot table, right? Now some things that we really need to do on that pivot table, some time intelligence analysis that I can calculate on that pivot table. Yeah. Thank you guys, right?
Thank you so much.
So please let's build our confidence. The little Excel will know we are good. We are good, right? So again,